If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture in Power System series. So today again we will be solving 5 questions starting from question number 186 to up to question number 190. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay, for question number 186, 187 there is a common data. For a power system, the admittance and impedance matrix of the for the fault studies are given. This is admittance matrix, this is impedance matrix. The pre-fault voltage are 1 per unit for all buses. So generally we assume the pre-fault voltage, that is before your fault, all buses are at 1. Because fault is also huge size that prior to that all normal conditions are treated to be like we treat that there is no other current is flowing, because your normal current is very less with compared to your fault current. The system was unloaded prior to fault, the solid, okay, it is given directly, or if it is loaded also, then we generally assume it is unloaded, that is at no current flowing, that is the fault current is so big than your normal current. A solid 3-phase fault takes place at bus 2. Okay, the post fault voltage at bus 1 and 3. So because your Z matrix is given to us, so it becomes very easy for us fault calculation, because what I told you, this is, suppose it is a, let me take it a 3 cross 3 bus, simple. So suppose this is 1, 2, 3. So suppose there is a fault in bus 2. So this is 3 cross 3 in itself, because the matrix is itself 3, so 3 buses are there. So what is the meaning of Z22? That means if you look from this side, if you open whatever connected, this is the fault that is connected to ground. Suppose I open this path, then the Thevenin's impedance that's seen from this side is Z22. So because it voltage prior to open circuit voltage is 1 and Thevenin's voltage is this one. So from this side, if you draw the Thevenin's network, it will look like this, that is 1 and this is Z22. Now you are short circuiting it, so you can easily calculate your fault current using this. So that means your fault current will be 1 at an angle of 0 divided by, that is this impedance, plus if there is any fault impedance, it is solid fault, there is no fault impedance. So what is Z22? 0.24. So if you do this one, it is 4.1667 at an angle of minus 90. But what they have asked you, the voltage of this one after fault, pre-fault it is 1. So again, because the current will be flowing through this branch, so current will be flowing because fault is here, so you look from this side again. So Z12 is again something of this fashion, you can remember it in this way. Suppose you are looking from this side, so what is the Thevenin's voltage across this? So you open this, so if you look from this side, that is, you can think it of Z12, and pre-fault voltage is 1. Okay, this voltage is 1, and because this is already grounded, so this is 0, so the pre-fault voltage is again 1, Z1 pre-fault, that is 0. So this was your pre-fault voltage, this is your Thevenin's voltage, Thevenin's. So whatever the voltage it is coming here, if you connect this one, that is the voltage they are asking. Now what is the current? If you think that if you connect this one, then the current will be flowing this branch, you can think that only this branch is connected, so the entire fault current will be flowing through this. You can think it of this way for remembering only. Actual derivation I am not going. So what will be V1 after fault? So that is actually V1 pre-fault minus Z12 into I fault current. So remember, this Z12 is not actual Z12. What is the impedance here? This is not this. This is actually coming from the Z matrix, that Z12 element Z12, not actual Z12 of this branch. So this is again 1 angle 0 minus J0.08 multiplied by whatever the fault current, that is 4.1667 at an angle of minus 90. So if you do this one, it will be 0.667 per unit. So this is one answer, and they are asking you V3 also. So same way, V3 pre-fault minus V23, now this branch, into at an angle the fault current, that is 1 at an angle of 0 minus Z2323 J0.16 multiplied by, so if you do, it is 0.33 per unit. So your answer is, you can see it is option D. So next is the per unit fault feeds from the generator connected to the bus 1. That means what is per unit fault? That is fault current. What is fault feeding? Fault feeding means fault current. If there is a fault, then it's fault current. So that is a generator connected here. So how much current is coming from this side, bus 1 and bus 2, and how much this is coming from this side? Suppose there is a generator, so how much current it is giving, how much current, the two generators are connected. Now you know what is the fault current, fault voltage after this. So and initial generator pre-fault voltage is always, you consider 1. So 1 minus, so what will be the current it is flowing through this? 1 minus this divided by this generator reactance, because once generator is there, there will be generator reactance, then this is bus 1. So bus 1 after fault, you know it is 0.667. It is pre-fault is 1 at an angle 1 or at an angle of 0. This is also at an angle of 0. And this is generator reactance. That is, I think they have given. We have to calculate what is the actual reactance. So for that we can come to Y matrix and we can see what is Y11. So if you see Y11 is minus J 8.75. So what is the shunt admittance that will be connected to this plus this minus this, because here all this connected. What comes here in this diagonal? This and this, the shunt that is connected to this. So if you take out this and this, the thing that will be left that is the shunt connected, that is this generator reactance, this one, because these two are these two. So it will be plus, that is not actually Y1, this is, I am considering small y11, that is the shunt admittance. So it is J 1.25 J plus J 2.5. So it will be minus J5. So what is your X11? Again, this is the actual X. What will be this X? 1 by J5. That is 0.2. So if you calculate your Ig1 will be equal to 1 minus 0.667 divided by this 0.2. Angle I am not considering, that's why I am not putting J. So it is 1.66 per unit. And what will be from Ig2? Again from this is 1 pre-fault, and after fault it is becoming 0 because it is directly connected to 0. So this is Ig1. So Ig2 will be equal to 1 minus 0 divided by again this one. So for this one again I have to go to I22. So this is minus J 0.65. Out of this I am taking out J. These are already minus, so that's why I am not taking out. While taking out also I am not giving minus because this is already minus, you know, information of J matrix. So it is, so this X will be equal to, if you do it is 2.5 per unit. So this is your answer, that is your option C. Now if you come to 188, consider the two power systems shown in figure A show below, which are initially not connected. These two different power systems are not connected and are operating at steady state with these voltage values. These are given. Separate load flow solution is computed individually for two systems. The one load flow for one load flow for this. Corresponding scenario is given to you. The bus phasors are obtained, indicated in figure A. This is figure A. And figure B, you have connected these two via this link. Here I have done a little mistake. This branch is not there, so it is directly connected these two. Short transmission line as shown in the figure. It is found that no power is flowing. P1, P2, Q1, Q2 is all are 0. Okay, the bus voltage angular difference between X and Y. What is the angular difference of bus voltage between X and Y? They are X. Now because the power flow is 0, that means the voltage here and the voltage here are at same, exactly same. The angle is also same, the magnitude is also same. Okay. So angle you can, magnitude you can say what is earlier it was 1 angle minus 20, 1 angle minus 5. Okay. So the power what was feeding this side will be entirely feeding by these generators only. So the earlier way how it was feeding, it will be same way the power is feeding. No extra power is required because nothing is going to this side. Similarly here, whatever load this side, this is met by these two generators. So whatever current is coming, power is coming from here, same power should come from here after connection also. No, not these two are exactly same. Whatever, suppose this is X, this is Y. So whatever it is, here also it will be same power because no need of extra power here. No power is coming from this side. No power is also going from this side. So this side load is entirely made by this side generator, and this side load is entirely made by this side, like your earlier one. So whatever power is flowing from this to this should be same here. This to this, this to this, this to this. Okay, because these two are at same angle, same voltage, same angle. Now you see earlier it was at minus 20 and it was at 10. So what is the angle difference here? 30. The same angle difference should be maintained here because same power should be flown. There is no change in power flow. It is not increased, it is not decreased. Because this side demand is fed by these two generators only. So the power that is flowing from this to this should be of same angle. And magnitude, there is no difference in magnitude because no extra power is flowing. So whatever magnitudes are there, same magnitudes. So whatever now the angle will be, difference will be, suppose this is at X angle, suppose this is at theta, the common bus is at theta. So what will be this angle, this generator, X, this should be theta plus 30 degree. Why 30 degree? Because earlier the difference was of 30 degree. So because the same power has to be flown, the magnitudes are also same, so the angle difference should be 30. Then only power V1, V2 by X sin delta will be met. So this angle difference should be same, 30 degree. Same here also. Again this is at theta. So what will be this side power now? What is the difference of here? 15 and minus 5 it was. So what was the difference? 20. 15 minus 5. So the 20 difference. So again if it is theta, it should be theta plus 20. and it should be more. This angle should be more because power will be flowing from this side. Power will be flowing from this side. So if it's theta, it is theta plus theta. Here it is because you can see minus 20, 10. So what is the difference here? 10 minus minus 20, 30. And here 15 minus minus 5, 20. So the difference from this to this should be 30. Difference from this to this should be 20. So what is the difference between this and this now? Because they are asking difference between x and y. So it is of 10 degree. So that's why this is the answer. That is option A. Now if you come to 189, for the Y bus matrix or 4 bus system given with the bus having the shunt element. So for the shunt element, if you add all these things, then that will not be 0. Because in shunt element like this one, which one we are solving? We are solving this one Y11 format. Because if a bus, what is Y11? This plus this plus this. And what is this? This is only this. What is this? This is only this. So if there is no shunt, then this plus this will directly come here. So if you add all these things, then it will be 0. So if you see which row is 0, row 1 if you add, so it is minus 5 plus 2 plus 2.5, it is not equal to 0. So obviously row 1 has some shunt element. Otherwise only these two had been come. Suppose this is 2, this is 3. Then this one is minus 5. Suppose this is 0. So if you add this to the minus 5 plus 2 plus 3 to have been. Suppose it is 1. So what it will be? 3 plus 3 plus 1, it will be minus 6. So then you add these 3, then it will not be 0. Because this shunt only comes at the diagonal element. So if you add R2, so 2 minus 10 plus 2.5 plus 4. Again this is not equal to 0, so 2 is also having. 3 if you can see, 2.5, 2.5, 5 plus 4, 9, 9, 9 is 0, R3 is 0. Similarly your R4 is also 0, 4, 4, 8 minus 4. So these two are not having any shunt elements, so only 1 and 2, that is option C. Consider two buses connected by an impedance of this. Bus 1 is this, bus 2 is this. The real and reactive power supplied by bus 1. This one you know. P plus jq is equal to Vi star. So power is flowing from 1 to 2. Vi star, what is B? B is this. We are asked to find this power. How much power is going from this? So this voltage into current. If they ask you how much power is coming here, so this voltage multiplied by this current. So there is a difference. How much going may not be how much receiving, because there may be losses. So divided by your Jx is given, that is 0 plus j.5. This is I star into V. Vi star actually. 100 at an angle of 30. So you can calculate this one. So I am not doing it. If you calculate, you will find it is 1000 plus 267.94 J. So that is your option A. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.